This circular only prescribes a protocol how the national song is to be played.
Please, my lord.
What is to be done, what is not to be done at that time, how you will do it. It's only prescribed the protocol. Or you are not playing, and therefore why it should not be closed, why it should not be FIR lodged.
I am not appearing in this matter, but do we need to be advised to respect the national song?
Respect for every religion. If by any means, even under the garb of enforcing an advisory, everyone who then feels compelled to participate in a social demonstration of loyalty.
I'm not loyal.
I'm sorry, my lord.
Sorry.
Either he accepts notice, either he accepts.
No, I am opposing this.
Please, please, my lord. Let me place it. There are constitutional arguments. Please, my lord. Lords, firstly, your lordships, in the national anthem case itself in 2018, have asked for a committee. The committee, I checked up, to the best of my knowledge, has not yet submitted its report. While that exercise is still on, and in what instances can it be made mandatory? Now this decision is taken.
What is mandatory, Mr. Hegde?
My lords, here
nothing is mandatory. We read 28/1/2026 as an advisory to the people.
they
Purely advisory in nature. Tell me, whenever a direction is mandatory, it must be visited with penal consequence.
please, my lords.
Now, where is the penal consequence in 28/1/2026? That you will be removed from the congregation, you will not be permitted to participate, or your institute will be derecognized, or you will not be paid any royalty. Your main fulcrum of argument is Bijoy Emmanuel, and we feel Bijoy Emmanuel is correct proposition of law. But what happened in Bijoy Emmanuel? The students who stood up but did not sing the anthem were rusticated from school. Penal consequence. Does 28/1/2026 result in any penal consequence? Let us say in a congregation, the song is sung, I don't sing it. Am I removed from the congregation? No such directive is there, or at least we have not been able to read it.
No, what? Just 1 minute. My lords, though, even in the directive on the national anthem, there is a similar directive as far as the national anthem is concerned, which there is no penalty. The penalty is only insofar as if there is a disruption. Please, my lords.
Right.
In law. Today, while there may not be a legal sanction, there is always a huge burden for somebody who refuses to sing or somebody who refuses to stand up. Just to illustrate, I'm sorry, my lord.
What is that burden in law? We want to know.
My lord,
First of all, where is the notice issued to you that you should involve? You are running some academy, we do not know is it a school recognized or college recognized.
Please.
You are running an academy.
Please.
First of all, where is the notice to you that you are compelled to play the national song?
my lords, if your lordship turns to page 42, para 5, 4 and 5. It is not possible to give an exhaustive list of occasions on which the singing, as distinct from playing, of the official version of the national song can be permitted. But there is no objection to the singing of the national song accompanied by mass singing, so long as it is done with due respect as a salutation to the motherland and proper decorum is maintained. In all schools, the day's work.
This circular only prescribes a protocol how the national song is to be played.
Please, my lord.
What is to be done, what is not to be done at that time, how you will do it. It's only prescribed the protocol.
Please, my
You
lord.
can understand that somebody is issuing notice to you that look here, your academy or your school or your college has not played or you are not playing, and therefore why it should not be closed, why it should not be FIR lodged, or why should not be penal derecognized or anything. 5 says may. It's pure optional. It's an advice. There are people in this country who have a problem with national anthem.
We would have completely in agreement
May I-
with you issued a notice.
Appearing in
if
this
it was-
matter.
My lords,
State
if the
that
learned
the
friend
risk
can
of-
make some.
I am not appearing in this matter, but do we need to be advised to respect the national song?
My
Even
lords,
advisory should not be
my
necessary.
lords,
Lord,
if
this
the
concept-
Solicitor General will listen to a
Lord,
general
this
solicitor.
concept has started from, Lord, the American Constitution, the Establishment Clause, Lord, where there is a specific constitutional prohibition. We do not have that constitutional prohibition.
My lords,
Well,
what
you-
we
you
have
must
in this
respect the
country
national
is
song.
equal respect for every religion. If by any means, even under the garb of enforcing an advisory, people can be compelled to sing along, my lords, those of us citizens, irrespective of religion, the atheists, everyone who then feels compelled to participate in a social demonstration of loyalty, which goes against one's conscience, my lord.
Not loyalty.
I'm sorry, my lord.
Sorry.
Either he accepts notice, either he accepts.
No, I am
notice or-
opposing this.
We right
This
now, we are
is,
not saying.
Please, my lord, let me place it. There are constitutional arguments.
Mr. Hegde,
Please, my lord.
appreciated if P1 is addressed to you,
Please, my lord.
compelling you to take certain actions.
Please, my lord, let me illustrate. Let me just illustrate. My lords, I was showing your lordships the judgment of the national anthem. Not Bijo Emmanuel, Justice Deepak Mishra's judgment thereafter, which made for a brief
That
period.
judgment was subsequently reviewed.
Yes, that's why I was bring. That
The
is
imperative nature of that judgment was relaxed.
yes. That's exactly.
Right of the joy manual.
That is
And
exact.
this is
That's
why
exactly what I
I'm
want to bring.
pointing out,
That's exactly.
If you see the notification of the ministry,
Please,
clause
my lord.
5 says the day's work may begin.
Please, my lord.
That is where, in our understanding, it does not fall foul of the fundamental freedoms of expression.
Please, my lord.
Because the expression is as much to sing as not to sing.
Please, my lord.
Left to the individual conscience and decision.
Please, my lords. Those clarifications are not there right now, currently. Your lordships may also take into
Lordships may
account.
see Article 51A, fundamental
The-
duties.
I'm so obliged to the learned Solicitor General. My lords,
Why are you
51A
getting
does
agitated?
not speak of the national song.
Why are you, nobody
Why are
wants
you
to sing
interrupting me?
bhajans.
Let me
It's
place
a
my case.
national anthem
Let me place my
Only a
case, my
minute.
lords.
to
The
abide by
national song
constitution
did
and
not become the national song except.
We are only hearing argument from this side. We have not.
Please, my lords, then the learned Solicitor General must know
fundamental
when to
duty
yield to a
to
general
respect
solicitor.
national anthem under the constitution.
It's the national anthem. There is a difference between the national anthem and the national song. The Constituent Assembly went over several iterations. It was on the 24th of January 1950 that President Rajendra Prasad then ended the controversy, saying that we shall have Janagana Mana, the two verses, as the national anthem, and that we shall have the Vande Mataram as a national song. But subsequently, when Parliament amended the Constitution and brought in 51A, Parliament spoke only of the national anthem. There is a distinction. Now, my lords, why did all this happen? This happens, there is a history. I didn't want to go into all this, my lords. Right now, the history was this, that way before we achieved independence, there were all these questions. Please, my lords.
Your matter does not pertain to national anthem. Probably about
It-
national anthem, you are also clear.
Please,
That
my lords.
Can be
Now, as far as the national song is,
proud of his national anthem. There is probably
please, my lord.
none of us is disputing that part.
Please, my lords. Now, as far as the,
This circular is concerned, we appreciate your concern is only circular P1.
please, my-
We are saying one, there is no, it is 40 para subclause 5 makes it may, the word may, one.
please, my lords.
There are no penal consequences, my brother has also pointed
Please,
out.
my lords.
There are no adverse consequences.
Please, my lord.
Third, nobody has asked you that in your academy you do it.
Please, my lord.
Sir, you are not.
My lords may keep the petitioner aside for a moment
Sir, because of
the-
this reason.
the petitioner may have his reasons. My lords, there are many of us who also have our reasons. And I'll just illustrate, my lords. I was going to Justice Deepak Mishra's judgment. My lords, Justice, when that judgment came in, there were many of us who do not normally see films. But once that judgment came in, we just stopped going to the theater altogether. Patriotism cannot be compelled. If our national parchment teaches us anything,
Can't be compelled even for national anthem.
my lords,
Patriotism cannot be.
patriotism per se cannot be compelled. And
It's a point of view, Mr.
Please, my lord.
It's a point of view.
please, my lords,
Many people
They-
differ on it, but that's a point of view.
my lords, it ultimately, if the Constitution has to mean anything, as far as the individual is concerned, it has to protect an individual conscience. That is our national parchment. We tolerate to come back to Justice Chinnappa Reddy, our tradition teaches tolerance. Now, if there is what is called an advisory without sanctions, your lordship may take it from me that there are more ways that advisory is enforced. I am using my words very carefully.
Please come to us as and when
When
you are discriminated on the plank of the advisory.
My lords,
We would
let me put it this way.
Because
Let me put it this way.
again, what you said about a breach of a legal right
Please, my lords.
and an atmosphere where you feel that you are being singled out, right? When you
Being
feel you are
threatened to
singled
conform.
out for a conscience,
Being threatened to
It is-
conform.
that
That
is-
is where I would take it.
there is no threat to conform. There is
My
only
lord-
an advice, and as the solicitor correctly pointed out, that there is a sense of respect to certain national emblems. You have been right to indicate it does not include a national song.
Please, my
The
lords.
ministry feels that the national song is as much an expression of the species of national identity.
My
You
lords,
may have a different point of view.
Please,
And
my lords.
we
Yeah.
feel that the constitution may be sufficiently wide in its expression of speech and conscience to accommodate that.
Please, my
But
lords.
when is it breached? A mere advisory, a breach to
My
Article
lords, an
19
advisory
fundamental
that,
that is the question. We do not.
Please, my
feel
lords.
That is a breach
please, my
which
lords.
we need to examine.
this is only a premature apprehension.
Yes.
If you are subjected to any
Some
sanction
discrimination immediately
or
come
any
to us.
penal consequence, then you approach the court.
Immediately come to us.
Your lordship is putting to me that this is anticipatory almost, in one sense, apprehensions. My lords,
I won't say
even if
because anticipatory you would be arguing that an apprehended breach of a fundamental right is also a cause of action. We just feel that you have some vague apprehensions of discrimination. We do
No.
not have a clear nexus with the impugned memorandum or impugned directive.
please, my lords, here, my lords, even if I am giving testimony, just one. My lords, almost the day that the order was passed, I happened to be going to the National School of Drama, the theatre festival. No sooner that I came in, that it started. 3 minutes. Now, what's happening is a 3-minute national song
Yes, there are
overwhelms a 55-second national anthem. That is also part of a 3-minute, and please look at the advisory. General, when the national song and the national anthem are played, the national song will be sung or played first. So therefore, the national anthem becomes an epilogue to the national song. That is also a problem in itself. Your lordships may say this is an advisory, but more or less, my lords, there are enough citizens who will feel the pressure to conform and who will
rest
give
of
up.
what? This is only a protocol, and
My lords,
protocol issued
when your lordships
when it is played. The word is when it is played.
please, my lord.
So when it is played, then what is the protocol you will follow? It's only that earlier we have a national flag protocol also.
Please, my lords.
That has been, of course, subsequently and rightfully made very liberal.
Yes.
But earlier there used to be very stringent. So there is only a protocol that if you want
Yes,
to
ma'am.
fly the national flag, what are the things you have to observe?
Yes, the national flag at least was protected by the Emblems Act. There is no legal framework today for the national song rests solely
Right.
on President Rajendra
While
Prasad's
it proceeds
statement.
on the premise
Tomorrow, my lords, with great respect, because we are, after all, looking at a legal principle which will govern the civic life of this country for a long time. My lords, tomorrow, if there is another government, it says no. There were 3 songs which were considered for the national anthem: Vande Mataram, Jana Gana Mana, and Sare Jahan Se Acha. Now, if there was a government which said that let's have that also as a national song, and all that it had to do was to have its bureaucrat in the Home Ministry pass a similar advisory. Therefore, my lords, the lack of a legal framework for the national song renders this advisory.
this argument we will appreciate when it is issued mandatory, that you do not have the legal backup. You do not have any provision under which you could issue it, and still you have made it mandatory with penal consequences. That part is completely conspicuously silent. There are no penal consequences, there are no sanctions, there is no requirement even saying that you must follow it or you must. The optional, it is the may. And it is not your case that it has been addressed to you. It is not your case that your academy has been asked to play it.
My lords, it is a general advisory. It gets enforced. If your lordship will today put this to rest, saying that this is only an advisory, it has not been mandatory, and there is no legal framework, my lords, and therefore my petition is missed as of now premature. That is one way of.
The question we have asked you, please point out why should we mention all these things unless you point out that yes, there is a legal framework.
My lords, there is no legal framework. That is pointed
That's
out.
why we indicated, I indicated, my brother indicated. If you face any penal action, you have a right to come to the court. You come here.
I get what your lordship is saying. Let me take instructions, because we also do not want to prejudice anyone. We do not want to prejudice anyone. We do not want. If your lordship could say that this petition is premature because there are no penal consequences.
Well,
Lord, that also.
we will not say anything.
Lord, a person who says that patriotism cannot be compelled, if that is the ideology.
I say that is the highest form of patriotism.
He is not
I'm sorry.
entitled to be entrusted with the writ of this court.
I am
It's
sorry.
equity
I
jurisdiction.
am sorry. As an officer of this court, I must tell the learned Solicitor General that the Constitution is
for all.
Favored children.
It is for all.
It
but
does not depend on where you
you
stand
don't believe in
politically. It does
patriotism,
not depend
don't-
on where you stand
Don't
religiously.
seek God's remedy.
Please.
We are not inclined.
I'm sorry, my lords. This is performative. Your lordship has
Premature.
said it's premature.
And that is why we are not entertaining.
Please, my lords. I'm grateful.
दोस्तों, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हुई इस बहस ने एक बार फिर देश के सामने वही पुराना लेकिन अहम सवाल खड़ा कर दिया। क्या देशभक्ति किसी पर थोपी जा सकती है? जहां एक तरफ सीनियर एडवोकेट संजय हेगड़े ने व्यक्तिगत संतरता और अंतरात्मा की दलील दी, वहीं कोर्ट ने भी साफ कर दिया है कि संविधान के अनुच्छेद 51A के तहत राष्ट्रीय प्रतीकों का सम्मान करना हम सबका मौलिक कर्तव्य है। हालांकि वंदे मातरम के मामले में राहत देते हुए कोर्ट ने इसे अनिवार्य नहीं बल्कि एक सलाह माना है। तो दोस्तों, इस पूरे मामले पर आपकी क्या राय है? क्या आपको लगता है कि राष्ट्रीय गीतों को अनिवार्य करना सही है या इसे व्यक्ति की इच्छा पर छोड़ देना चाहिए? अपनी राय कमेंट्स बॉक्स में जरूर बताइए। अगर आपको यह कानूनी अपडेट जानकारीपूर्ण लगा हो तो वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर करना ना भूलें। जय हिंद दोस्तों।